Okay, real quick tip. It was 8 1/4 around the canvas circumference. So what I did is I cheated. Okay, I came over 8 inches and 1/8. If I can get this again, 8 inches and 1/8. So I came at 8 then. You get the idea. Center it the best you can. I did come out with 16 holes. There'll be a little more space between this hole and the hole down around the end. But every 1/2 inch, you got 8 inches. Every 1/2 inch makes 16 holes. I cheated. Show that again. It was 8 1/4, so I just lined my ruler up 1/8 and 1/8 over here. So you can see a 8-inch mark. See, we'll disregard that. And we'll use the one down here on this end. Kind of get the idea? I just cheated. So I came over. I centered this on the paper the best I could. Went from the center out every 1/2 inch. It's not rocket science. So, like I said, I'm going to disregard this hole and use this one instead. So it comes out 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Comes out 16. Maybe I'm wrong. Nope, comes out right. 16. This is my Monster Energy drink. I made 17. For some reason whatever I did. And they're both the same diameter. Both the same diameter. And on this, where the holes are going to go, I'm guessing now, I come down 3/4 of an inch. But what I did is I felt inside of here. Look on camera. I felt inside of here. I came down 3/4 of an inch. So it'll be different for each one. If you made this taller, because I should have made this 1/8 inch taller, then your measurement's going to be off. But just kind of feel it here. You want to get when the can starts going away, because you don't want to drill straight through this. We know that's together. Show that real quick here. That's a nice job. That's with the sandpaper. Okay, also wrapping this around here. This is the factory edge of the paper I had. I just dropped it. But use your factory edge along here. I'm going to go along here and mark the holes. It's not rocket science. Factory edge piece of paper. If I can get it off the floor while I'm on camera. Where I marked this, the factory edge. This is where I cut with the scissors. So it'll be wrapped around. I use electrical tape because it doesn't rip the paper up like masking tape or scotch tape. So just follow your line, put your little marks. I just use my junky calipers, set them at 3/4, and just kept digging in the paint. We don't care about scraping the paint. You can always sand these. You can always repaint these with some high heat paint. Okay, don't want to spend too much time on it. We're getting towards the end here. Hope I'm not leaving nothing out. Okay, we want to put a correction in here real quick. Take your chainsaw file, make these bigger. When I did my test fire, it did not want to light the jets. We're going with this. See how I went all the way down to the metal? Make sure you get in here at an angle too. Glad we had 2 cans. Make sure you get all the way in here. Go ahead and take that burr out, and I'll show it again once it's together. We had to destroy the inside to get it out, but we have another can, so we're going to slap it back together. Plus, we will rivet this. When I fired this up, it was trying to push the can up out of it. Okay? So we are going to put a rivet. Even if it's a long one, I don't have any short ones. We're going to put a rivet, little bolt screw on either side, at least 2. So it was trying to bulge up. That's why I always have your safety stuff, big can to smother it. I have a can here where I can smother it. I smothered it out real quick as soon as I seen it rising. It would not light the jets. Kind of gives you an idea where the holes are at now. But make these bigger. go ahead and take your chainsaw and make them. This is probably a 5/32 file. I'm sure it is. It's what I use on my, it's an old one. I use this for a chainsaw. Go in here at an angle, make these tapered. Make this a nice big slot. If it's too big, oh well. If it's too big and don't work, you'll never be seeing this video. That's the way to do it. A lot of stuff I film, I have thrown away videos because something didn't turn out. But it's better to film it as you go. See how big they are now? Go for that. Don't go for the other one that I showed. Make them bigger. Okay, we're going to stick this back down in here. We're going to shove it in there real quick. We're going to saw it off. We're going to go back through the steps again. And start over. And we'll put a rivet in it. Okay. I should get more. I have an ounce of fuel in there. Took 2 minutes for the jet slide. I'm 3 minutes in there. I'm guessing approximately probably 7 minutes. I will time it tonight. I'm making a little bit more shade here. Get my camera too close. It's burning better the second time. It says it has to burn some gunk out of there. This additive, you do not know what's in it. That could be what's making that scummy stuff in there, because I wiped that out really good. But there could be some residue left of the SeaFoam too. It's some gooey stuff. This will look nice at night. You'll definitely boil a cup or 2 cups of water on these. I may just leave that danger flammable. So I did sand it around the top to get the burrs off. I didn't make it for show, I made it for using. So that's enough of that. Then I'll include a nighttime clip here on the video. And how long a burn time I get with an ounce of fuel. I'd rather use the denatured alcohol. The name brand in the red and blue can, whatever it is, I'd rather use that. It's like $6 for a quart can, but it is a lot better fuel, I believe. Do not use rubbing alcohol. It will be so stinky and messy. That's why my Venom one is so nasty. I was using rubbing alcohol when I made it. That is nasty stuff to use. You can use it in a pinch, but it will make a mess. Thought I'd show a picture of these holes. You want them that big. Show how the can goes together. I have sanded it off once. I'm not going to worry about the bottom. We'll just let it age gracefully. I did scrape that out. If you use soap and water, get that out of there. I think it was the SeaFoam stuff. It was like a melted, gooey, nasty stuff. If you've seen the video, I did scrape it out and sand it out. Wash it, and also sand the outside of this piece that goes in there. Because I've had some smoke pour out of here. The first time I'd done this, it wasn't on camera. I had some smoke pouring out of here. So, I do believe you should sand this can, the outside of it, before you stick it down in here. It doesn't take that long. You can also use some alcohol, rubbing alcohol, something to wash it off good when you're done, or soap and water again. But wash this with some good soap and water and get all that residue of the SeaFoam out. And that's it. I'll have a separate video of this burning at night because it'll burn 7-8 minutes. I want to do it from start to finish, so there will be a separate video after this one of just a nighttime burn. That looks like a gap, but it isn't, because it does touch. Well, that looks down in there. Make them that big. Chainsaw file worked perfect. Okay. Thanks again for watching. Okay, I didn't like the look of the rivets, and these are aluminum shank rivets, so I got the luxury of having my little anvil. Get the idea. You can't do that with metal ones. Well, metal ones with a bigger hammer and something, but the small rivets, aluminum shank, I like that a lot better. It's tighter. I did grind a little bit of the rivet off where it was the excess, so I didn't have to mash as much. But I didn't grind down to where it was bulging. I ground just that piece that overhangs off a rivet, if you see in the video. But You don't need an anvil, you can have a little block of metal, but a little toy ball peen hammer comes in handy for this little stuff. I like that a lot better. Just thought I'd throw that in there. If you have a little small ball peen hammer, it makes it a lot better. Thanks again for watching.